Well, hello. Here's your last quarter of 2025 update. Boy, I'll tell you what, we had another good year. I can't imagine anyone not being excited and happy about the last 3 years we've had. We've had double digit returns, in all three of these past 3 years. It's been a very strong period. 2025 was a great year. We finished right in kind of the mid teens. And there's a lot of reason why. The reason that we're having such good results in the market is that remember what the market is driven by. It's driven by capitalism. It's driven by profits. And we're having a lot of those. I mean, companies are doing well. And of course, the high flyers out there really, it's not that they're doing well, it's the anticipation of what's coming because of the major change in with AI and technology. And a lot of people just misunderstand all of that. AI is not scary. It can be. It can be used sinisterly, and it probably will be. But it has so many applications to create efficiency in business that's what everyone's really excited about. It's not necessarily going to like cause people to lose their jobs as people think. It's actually going to cause people to get better jobs and not have to do certain things that are kind of monotonous. It's just going to change the way we do things. I mean, kind of think about years ago, we had telephone operators with headsets on and plug in these little plugs into these switchboards. Well, all of that went away. Those jobs went away, but the jobs that replaced them were better jobs. And that's kind of like what's going on. But I think you'd probably be more interested in what's coming, not what's already happened. So looking out to 2026, first thing I always look at where the price of a barrel of oil is. That tells you a lot about what the consumer is going to be able to do. We've had inflation for the last several years. It's coming down. Doesn't mean it's going to stay down. It just means that it's coming down. And with the economy being, really good and hot with inflation slowing like that, that's a really good situation. Barrel of oil could be, something that could, who knows with Venezuela, with what's going to happen and going on. Who knows with Russia? There's a lot of oil producing nations that could be, very tumultuous and cause us big issues in that area. But the barrel of oil right now is just around a little below $60 a barrel. And as long as it stays away from, 80, 90, 100, and it doesn't go as low as like 30, 20, that's good. If it goes below that, 30 or 20. If it does that, the oil companies just can't make a profit. That causes them to slow down production, to try to create an increase in the price of a barrel of oil. And so there's just a lot of dynamics there. So what can we expect for 2026? I think we're going to have a lot more of the same. I think that this is an economy that it would take something pretty serious to derail it. But doesn't mean the stock market will follow suit. It means that we could have something disrupted. It could be a nuclear explosion. It could be a war. It could be, I don't know, Greenland decides to attack us. Who knows what the future brings? So you can't just be all in. You have to be selective. And so what we're doing for 26 is we've peeled back a little bit on our high flyers, our AI positions, the things that have really done well that everyone says are, God, they're way overvalued. They are. I mean, from a typical perspective, but they're not considering looking at the future of business that they've already got booked. So it's a difficult scenario, but they went up so much so fast. I just think they're kind of hitting a ceiling. So we peeled back some of that, and we're looking to go into areas that we think, the build out of the grid, the electrical grid, the infrastructure. There's going to be a lot of money to be made there to support AI in this technology. And at the same time, we're looking for natural resources to do well. So we're trying to reposition ourselves into more of those kinds of positions. And we're doing a lot of due diligence and a lot of hard work right now trying to figure this out. But at the end of the day, I think based on how we've figured this out the last 9 years, which you've done a good job of doing, I'm pretty confident we're going to get it right again. So bear with me. When we get these corrections, that's buying opportunities. You know me, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those buying opportunities. I'm a value buyer. I'm not one of these high flying, hey man, chase the market people. So first and foremost, I'm going to make sure I protect your money. Secondly, I'm going to do everything I can to get you the returns that you should get. And you have been getting the returns that you should get. That's the good news. So I'm going to come back to you at the end of this quarter. And when this quarter is over, we'll have more to report, and I'll update you then as to what we expect. In the meantime, I hope you had a nice, happy New Year. And if you need me for anything, as you know, call me. I answer my phone. Thanks. Talk to you next time.